welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be up a bit later because I didn't record it last night, I'm recording it this morning. So yeah, if you do like this content, like, subscribe, watch another video, all that good shit. So today I'm going to be looking at Astralis. Astralis coming, this is the same match we NiP. I'm going to be looking at their T-side on overpass and kind of looking at what went wrong. So I thought, because I was just rewatching this back on London's video, which mine was uploaded first, looking at the NiP T-side, just so everybody knows, for the records. Yeah, overpass. So we had this where NiP were 8-2 up, and then it becomes 8-7. So you immediately thinking to yourself, shift in momentum. The rounds look better from Astralis, the rounds look worse from NiP. So I would have thought that it would have been easier for Astralis in the second half. And even though NiP looked good coming into it, nobody expected them to win the map. Not even overtime. And then today yesterday we had Big V in NiP, which also lost 2-0. So this is 2 consecutive days that NiP have 2-0'd a top 5 team. And they have the ability to do it for 3 consecutive days, because tomorrow's match is either going to be Big or Astralis. So yeah, who's it going to be? I mean, I believe in them now. I think if this went again, if it was NiP v Big would probably pick Vertigo. Although NiP weren't removing it, which is probably what's the scary part for them. But they couldn't pick Mirage, really. And Astralis, I think they would pick Inferno again. If they're more confident in their game plan, they would probably pick Inferno, or maybe Dust 2. But the scary thing for me is that NiP said that they prepared Dust 2, and when they said they prepared Overpass, they prepared Overpass extremely well. And I mean, that's kind of what worried me for Inferno with them, because they clearly had prepared Overpass, but so I was a bit worried about how much they would have coming into Astralis' pick. And they said they didn't prepare anything in the post-match interview for Inferno. They were just playing it as they would play it, doing what they practiced, and they won it. So I think that's, if anything, is more of a good thing for them. And obviously there is the thing that Astralis were not playing the best that Astralis could play, but that's, I mean, it's fair enough. You beat the team you're facing, you don't beat the team you should be facing, and maybe Astralis will look good if they face them again today. So anyway, without further ado, I'm just going to switch this over to the game. I haven't skipped through the 2-minute pause. There we go. Just check you. Yep, that can be seen. We're good. Okay, that's quite fast. Okay, we're good. So we've got 1 in underpass. It's default. 1 in con. Device peeking along with the P250. Zipix playing ZTR's place, ZTR's role. Down in monster. Who's got Glaive just kind of doing some spotting. I kind of like the NiP setup here though. You've got 2 close. A lot of people just stack B on pistol rounds, but it's the opposite of what they're doing. They have Plopsky and sorry, I'll go back to Astralis. So they lose the initial fights. Traded in top bathrooms. Res peaks. Device can't find that kill. It seems like they're not quite sure on what to do. I don't know where they want to end up, and by now, NiP have heard all the sound, and NiP have the read. And then at this point, 5 seconds left. This is what was so awful about the T-side. You've got 5 seconds left. Like, yeah, he can plant, but what does it do? Now the device is coming in. He's just been thrown a lifeline by the fact that Epicipix could plant that. And it doesn't even matter that you can, like, you can shoot one of them, but you can't stop the DPs because Epicipix had to plant in such a rush that there's no way he can see that. And there's no way into that for the device. He's just hoping that they fake, and they don't fake. So there's Astralis calling a timeout. They know that they should not be playing this kind of CS where they leave it till the last second. It's not a good style of CS because it's something that Astralis are actually really good at playing against. I notice all the time they always keep nades. If they have smokes and molotovs left at 30 seconds, which a team like Na'Vi definitely doesn't. And if you run into a smoke or a HE or a molotov at 30 seconds, then you're fucked. I actually saw that in yesterday's game v OG. There was a round on Dust 2 where they just smoked off tunnels. Like at 30 seconds. So by the time NiP were pushing, no, not NiP, OG were pushing B, they literally couldn't. Now what have we got here? We've got Magisk having quite a lot of info. Glaive goes to fight it, wins that. That's not bad. Now Rez he really wants to trade with at least one of these, but he can't. And there finally comes a trade using 3v3. It's a bit weird because you got device, but you got device on A, but this is overpass. Doesn't matter if you're on A. This is what it's like. It's not playing together. It's a default, but then you're just left in an awfully shit position. Now they know at least one of them's coming from back here because they have to be. And Zipix is really stuck. Can't go the other way because it's being watched. Device has used his element of surprise, but yeah, you know at this point. What number are we in? Yeah. Zipix is trying to run, but there's no time. Like, I think even if he doesn't stop the fight, he's realised there's no way you get to that site in time. So at 50 seconds, you had device on A. I'm not sure who was trying to bring the bomb. Was it Magisk or somebody? You had somebody bringing the bomb down through mid by themselves. Then you had somebody in Monster. Overpass is one of the biggest maps. I think it might be the biggest. 40 seconds on Overpass is not a long time. And for them to get stuck, it's not good enough. And it's just Scrappy, they're running out of time. Astralis shouldn't run out of time. In my opinion, the latest you should ever be trying to put down the bomb is 20 seconds. If it's not prevented by anything else. If it's a game plan failure, it should be like 20 seconds. Okay. Oh, which one's on it? It's device. Okay. So this is the exact boost that device dismantled in the first half. And it catches Snork off. It's annoying to fall to that when you know there's one AK on the side. But that's what Astralis will do. They'll set up the AK perfectly, and that's a good boost. Although it comes with some risks. Oh, I said TR. Oh no. I mean, they get the info early at least, but there's no body armor left on Astralis. That's the big issue for me. And you've got Glaive with the AK who's last. Like, even though they've taken the site, there's no body armor, and that's the thing that ruins him. You can't shoot if you've been shot. Just eliminated. This was just so scrappy. At least these first three. I know it is just a pistol with awesome conversion, but they're not good rounds from Astralis. Like, for me, it's not even the way their rounds are ending, although their ending is lost rounds. It's not that, it's how they're losing them. They're losing to time, they're losing because they're split up. AK is going in last. It just doesn't seem ideal. Hampus has gone for a peek here. And they've realised that there's a player there and separated them. This is what you've got to do with a connector player. You have to get rid of them, can't let them out, and you have to try and make sure that you feed them as few kills as possible. So I mean, really, leaving a player in connector is not an option, because they offer such a fast flank for A. If you're executing A, they can shoot in the back of B. It's just such a vulnerable place to be. They have all the info. They have all the sound cues from like mid, short. They know what's happening. ZTR hits massive hold in short water and leaves device in the 1v2. Where what he's doing with 10 seconds, and it's very choreographed. And Nork just goes to fight him. He knows that point isn't a main choice. He says ZTR don't peek him. Nork goes for it. Yeah, they should be timing out. They shouldn't be losing to time. I think if there's any map that you can forgive losing to time, it's probably overpass, because it takes a long time to get from spawn or from like back of B all the way back to A if you can't use con. And even if you can use con, it's still quite long. But I mean, this is Astralis. We're not talking about a top 20 team. We're talking about Astralis, number one. One of the best systems in the world, one of the best IGLs in the world. Maybe the best IGL in the world. So Device is lucky there that Nork has missed. Because a lot of these AWPers are good at catching you on the jiggle. Now, NiP aren't playing aggressive. They've recognised that. They've cleared out all the stuff they need to. They've realised NiP don't have the info that if they push this. The one thing they haven't properly cleared is con, I don't think. Although they might have. And now Plopsky gets the info. That's great from Plopsky. He's going to do it again. Yeah. I think he has a bit too much info now. They get caught here in the grinder. Are they backing out? Okay. So Glaive, meanwhile, has got the kill on Rez. Rez is... I'm not quite sure I like the way he plays con. He often dies. Even if he gets 1 or 2, he dies. And what you really want is for him not to die. Because yeah, he can get 1 or 2, but if he's letting them have the site, and now Zipix is faking, and they attempt to save. I mean, you've got to have some confidence in your players to let one of yours fake. And that's obviously amazing from Zipix. And not only does he fake the site, he gets a kill. Which, if anything, means NiP can't leave. And they shouldn't. They have to deal with him, and he gets the info that asked to it. That's well played. It's like sending in a sacrifice, seeing if they It's like exactly what Hampus did in the first half. He walks into B with a USP. He gets the info that there's quite a few there, and then although they didn't capitalise on that properly, they won the round based off it. There, they go in, Zivix goes in, and either he calls, guys, the site's clear, come back, or he gets a kill, or finds out that there's at least 2 of them there, or something like that. He gets the info that allows him to win the round. That's the smoke going down at 50 seconds, which means that it's going to leave at around 30, or just before 30, maybe like 35. Yeah. And it's well cleaned up, but it could have got scary. NiP in good places. I think Rez was in the corner. I don't think he was playing like an off angle. I almost prefer him to be in the corner. And then Plopsy is not going to do much there, is he? And I've somehow skipped halfway into the next round. Good for me. Perfect. So I think you can probably be expecting the Force Eco, no, the buy Force Eco set of 3 here. So I don't think you'd be expecting NiP to have a buy. And that's why Deepre's whipped out a back 10. But 30 seconds, the bomb is in spawn. That's scary if you got one of these. I mean, from then, I know I've been completely spectating the wrong people for this round, but you're playing at 15 seconds on an anti-eco. Like, to me that is a recipe for disaster. I mean, yeah, you're probably a bit confused. Where are the players right now? And that's probably slightly scary for Dupre, but mops up. And I'd have a bit of a giggle. Honestly, I think for NiP there, although they're waiting for somebody to peek it, it's quite clear what their plan is. When you've got a team planning at 15 seconds on your own bomb, on the bomb site you're at, maybe you just rush them. You see if you can disrupt the bomb plant, and you can give it a go, see if you can get any more kills, create some chaos. But yeah, it doesn't really matter in the end. It's Dupre playing anti-flash, and this one is pretty clear that Astralis want to go B, but I think this is, I can't remember if this is a good round or a bad round from them. No, this is a good one, I think. The B execute is so strong, Dupre sees him a little bit before he... So TR gets 1, but it's such a horrible spot to be in without support, and then it's a save. And yeah, that was just such a... I mean, it was a good execute. They didn't leave it too late, they went pretty quickly, so their lack of map control was not punishing. It was not conscripting words. And they go for the same thing again. A bit more control than connector. I did not have my fingers on the keys, but either way. It's scary for a bit, until it isn't. And then I like NiP's economy management, it's one of the best things they do. Also, that I've seen so far, if they eco, they all have 2k left. Even when they save weapons, they don't do these scrappy shitty UIs that Na'Vi would do. they would probably lose in the round, and then fuck the economy. They can now buy this round after putting up a fight in the last. So yeah, I'm pretty impressed. That's one of the things I was very impressed with after these past 2 days. And I have confidence in the NiP boys, actually. Quite a lot of confidence. They have a bit more control. So at the moment the T side doesn't look too bad. They look scrappy, they're losing some rounds to time, and the rounds they're losing, but the rounds they win are normally decent. But here they've put a lot of presence on B, and as you can see, NiP have pretty much nearly rotated out, because that's what a good team would do. That's what Astralis do on Inferno. They make a lot of sound on one side and then go towards the other. Now they just contact in. So I like contact plays. I think if you can get far enough in, and it's so easy to overrun a bomb site like they've just done. ZCR's got one, which makes it a doable retake. And now Astralis know that they're going to try and retake this bomb site. So what post plants do we go? They're trying to boost into heaven. Yeah, maybe you shouldn't do that. Yeah, I like the idea, but as soon as you get spammed and called out for it, ain't so smart anymore. I just tries his best, but Norks trades with the AWP are actually insane. He's so good at trading with it, it's ridiculous. So I mean, it's an alright round. They don't have a lot of control. They're a bit slow to cascade onto the site once they've got the first pick. It does take them a bit of time, and it gives times for rotations for NiP. That's probably what lets them win the round. So we got some short control, we have monster control, we have fountain control. Fountain present. Dupree on top of the boost. Gets a kill. I mean, the Astralis' B executes are probably their best overpass feature, but now 50 seconds, not a lot of time on this map. Like, it feels like a lot of time. It feels like, yeah, sure, you can go wherever you want in 50 seconds. But they're having to clear all of this. 40 seconds on the clock. Rez is now buying time, slowing them down. He's bought 10 seconds here. And he's got info, so because of that, Astralis about to go back to B, which is not what they wanted. Now they're having to re-clear short, which is not what they wanted. Now we have Zipix on the entries. ZTR gets one, traded, but that's enough for him. 15 seconds, and we're coming down. It's a nice kill by Dupree, very nicely done. And Nor gets stuck in the fire, but I don't like that round. And it's kind of very well played from NiP, they just lose out on the kills a little bit. And this is where the game's scary. You've got 4 deagles from NiP, CZ, and you know it should be an awful buy. They've won one gun round, it wasn't even, they had 2 of them alive, I think. Yeah, it wasn't good. And here they've got the entries, so you're thinking, how could they possibly lose the round? And I don't know either. 5v4, weapon advantage, HP advantage. I think this setup of 1 on A is pretty choreographed. They get a 5v3. None of them have cleared barrels. ZTR does a lot of damage actually with he's tagged Magisk and got on 2 kills. Saving Nork's life, I think it was. And now what are you doing? You're stuck at the back of the site with 50 seconds. It's not even in a 3v3, it's not even that bad. Yeah, you've got no kills on site, you've traded unfavourably. You still have a 3v3 and that favours you as a T side. Still have the weapon and the gun advantage. Campus comes in and finishes. And it feels like this slowdown has really not benefited them. I mean, this is such a winnable clutch, but he's not ready for Nork on the side, and they lose a 5v3 on the B side. It's just... it's horrible to watch, really, because there's so many better things that... like, if they push forward and trade rather than getting scared and sitting back and letting the rotations come in, Campus could never have got that kill. And then ZTR's already less than half HP from his fights, and you can just come in and stamp out the defense. Now we go back to this. I hate this 4B setup. You don't need 4 people on it default in B. But they clearly seem intent on taking B from the start, even though... and now they've just lost an entry kill, because then being a bit careless and not... I mean, you could say it's nice positioning from Norg, it's a good pocket strat, good gimmick, to peep that with Norg. But, like, they walk into it, and come on, you've got so much info, you can tell there's a lot of people on B. There's a lot of spamming, and now you're stuck here. You have no map control, so you're scared. You have no map control, you have short control, and you have monster control. You're scared of the flank, even though NiP haven't been flanking. You're scared of con, even though NiP aren't in con. If you were in con, you would know that. And they still have a 3B setup, which isn't even that much, considering the amount of noise that they've made. But, I mean, the Astralis have no option but to walk into this. They get caught in this flash setup, which a lot of teams do, and it's so powerful. It's such a choke point, there's only a certain number of ways you can be looking unless you're playing anti-flash. Nork's here trying to do what he can, and they don't even... it's not even that bad for them, but 5 seconds on the clock. Somehow they've been outside of B the entire round, they come in with 3 seconds and they can't win it. Dupree's doing what he can, he's 28, 22, the rest of his team is not doing great. The TR's doing what he can, and it's a lot more because his frags mean stuff because the clock is not restricting him, whereas the clock is working very much against Astralis in this. Most rounds they plant with less than 20 seconds on the clock. Some rounds they can't plant because of the clock. It's just like the game plan was going so well. The flash setups were good, but they've lost the first pick here. This is scary. They've lost the second pick, and at this point it's probably GG. Although you do have Dupree alive, but they've come into this super spread out default again. Short, monster, and con, which isn't that bad, but at this point the only way out is to hit some beautiful shots like Dupree just has. The device has made a lot of noise. I mean, at this point, Astralis have not tried to take A that much against a gun round. And they're at 50 seconds, they've got this kind of defaults. Like, it's decent control, no long, but we've got the bomb back here, and now device is coming back for it, but with 35 seconds, he has no choice now, he has to go B. And where have Astralis been ending up? B. his left device in a 1v3, with it being pretty clear that he's going B, to be honest. He's been legged and finished off, and to be honest, I think it's just a fatal IGL flaw in this game. Yeah, Glaive's such a good IGL, but in this, it just feels so scrappy. They come in, 15 seconds left on the clock. They can't plant half the time. In these close rounds that they need to plant, they need more time. And that's normally what Astralis is so good at. They have time, so strong. But yeah, so it's not great for Astralis. And both my predictions from yesterday were correct. Yep. Sorry, I'm not sure about OG. I don't think they're very good at the moment. They don't seem to be very good. But obviously they are playing in the big leagues. They're playing versus number 1 and number 4, so you can't doubt them too much. You can't take too much away from them. But you can take away from Astralis in this match, because that was a fatal flaw of the game plan there, really. But what I liked from NiP is their resilience versus big in yesterday's game. They were 9-2 down, no 9-0 I think it was, and they ended in the half 9-6. That's not bad, and that is a massive change in momentum which they needed. And then they come back on the City side from, I think it was like 15-7, which is extraordinary. And then they win it in double overtime, which they definitely deserve to after the grind they put back in. And yeah, Tizium was top fragging. The thing I had to say about this game is Tizium was left in so many clutch situations. Maybe by his own fault, maybe by the team's fault, but he was left in so many clutch situations, and I don't think he converted. He converted one there in overtime, a 1v1. No 1v2s, no 1v3s. There's just none. Like, he had at least 3 opportunities there to convert a 1v1, and he only did one of them. And there was so many more clutch attempts that he couldn't win any of them. So I don't know why he was left alive. I'm actually surprised he was top fragging, because I think his impact is probably one of the least for the entire team there. But okay, so today we have Big V Astralis and then the winner. And I think I would be shitting you if I said it would be anything different than a 2-0 to Astralis and a 2-0 for 2-0 for NiP versus Astralis. And that's what I'm going to put in the description, and that's what I believe is going to happen. And I'm actually pretty confident in this now, because I don't think even if Astralis change the map pool versus NiP, they're going to win. And even if they do fix some of their mistakes, I think the NiP will be learning, and they've got another 2 matches they can watch versus Astralis to see how to beat them, and I think that's going to be definitely to their benefit. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you have enjoyed, go watch yesterday's video. Maybe subscribe, like the video, leave a comment. I'm interested in whatever you have to say. Leave a dislike, leave a like, don't care. Yeah, thank you for watching. Have a good day.